Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an interesting article coming from Russia via United States of America, Reuters. And this article tells us that the Russians reported taking over about 75% of Bakhmut. So let's read the article and then discuss whatever these guys report. So here is the article coming from Reuters via US News, blah, blah, blah. Russian official claims 75% of Bakhmut seized. Moscow. The Russian installed head of Moscow-controlled part of Ukraine's Donetsk region said on Monday that Russian forces controlled more than 75% of the besieged city of Bakhmut. The battle for Bakhmut has been one of the bloodiest of the 13-month war, drawing comparisons with World War I due to massive casualties on both sides. Moscow installed regional leader Denis Pushilin published footage of himself on Telegram for purportedly visiting the small mining city. Small, it has about 80,000 people, it used to have that population, where battles have raged since last summer. He is seen among ruins, clad in body armor and with explosions audible in the background. Reuters was not able to independently confirm the location or date of the video. And I'm quoting, "I can say with absolute certainty that more than 75% of the city is under the control of our units," end quote. Pushilin told state-run Rossiya 24 TV channel after his visit, though he cautioned it was too early to talk about Bakhmut's fall. So, Russia says the capture of Bakhmut will open up the possibility for further offensive across Ukraine, while Kiev and the West says the now smashed city has only symbolic importance. That's a lie. They claim this from the very beginning. Not only, if they lose, it's only a symbolic importance. That's what they claimed forever. Okay. And then Kiev also stated that actually, if Bakhmut falls, everything is over. I heard that, and I read that in many articles so far, where the Ukrainians kept saying that first they said, well, it's just a symbolic win. And then they said, well, Bakhmut must not fall. Remember that one? Then they said the outcome of this war is decided in Bakhmut. All these statements came from the same mouth, from Ukraine. The Russians never said, I've never heard them saying, hey, Bakhmut is important, hey, Bakhmut is not important. They did what they had to do, and they continued fighting over there. The Americans, on the other hand, said, you know what, Ukrainians, do not focus on Bakhmut. Focus on the counteroffensive in the south. The Ukrainians said, you, supposedly, and continued now to pump military personnel and weapons over there. I don't know exactly, I can't tell you exactly why the Ukrainians would consider this, the city itself, as an important battlefield, because, as I said many times before, if they would have considered, or at least claimed or decreed Bakhmut an open city, the Russians would have had to just go around it. But they decided, they being the Ukrainians, decided to fight inside Bakhmut. And that's their right. But when it's about, casualties and destruction and all that, I think some responsibility goes on many players here, okay? You can say, well, the Russians that invaded, therefore they are fully responsible. Yeah, if my neighbor attacks me and I rape his wife in the process, I don't think that I'm a good guy, am I? So all this is a BS. Oh, they attacked, that means they're fully responsible. my actions also play a role in the scuffle, and how we got over there. You can also find that there's evidence, and I'm not going to go into it. The only thing I'm saying is look at 2014. That triggered this. 2014, the coup that was supported by the democracy-loving countries. Some of them, not all of them, and then they immediately recognized the new thugs that took over. I can't call them differently, because if you overthrow a legitimate, democratically elected government, which it was at that time, corrupt or not corrupt, which one is not, you tell me, then you are a traitor. You are not a traitor. You work against your own state, and what can you do about it? You have to support the consequences. Let's go back and finish the article here. In video from an unidentified underground location, Pushilin decorated fighters from the Wagner Group mercenary army that has been spearheading the assault on Bakhmut. Well, the Ukrainians claimed today that the Russians are bringing elite units in Bakhmut to finish the job over there. Again, according to the Ukrainians and the British intelligence, those elite troops that the Russians are bringing now somehow from their butts were decimated in the first 2 months of the war. Now, which one is it? Did they grow them or something in the fields or something? They water them and they just grew or something? So you have to be consistent when you lie. Otherwise, even weasels will pick up that that's a lie. So these guys claim 75%. I don't know if it's 76 or 74. Nevertheless, I don't say that I foresee that Bakhmut eventually will be surrounded by the Russians, and unless these guys are just gonna be able to just get out from there, which I don't know if Zelensky will give the order, because if you remember about 3 weeks ago or maybe a month ago, Zelensky started talking with Zaluzny, the commander-in-chief of all Ukrainian military, supposedly, which I think he's a brave guy, Zaluzny. I mean, I don't know him, but he didn't say anything stupid, okay? He kept it to himself, and everything that I heard Zaluzny saying was at least normal, if you know what I mean. So he never stepped on a piece of shit yet. So that tells me that that guy is a warrior, and he's an intelligent warrior, because you can have reckless warriors, and those are the So when they spoke about what should they do with Bakhmut, and they made a decision together, because I think it was a little fight between these guys. Some of them wanted to pull out the Ukrainian troops from Bakhmut, and the other guys wanted to keep them in. Eventually they said, okay, we're going to keep them in together. So if they get encircled and they cannot evacuate in time because they're going to be surrounded, we are going to be responsible. And since we are more than one and we agreed, supposedly we cannot be blamed, which yes, you can. So here it is, my friends, 75%. We'll find out. I think before they occupy the whole Bakhmut, they will be encircled. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.